Listen, alcohol is just out in 2024. There is a rising trend of going alcohol-free or being sober curious, and alcohol, the truth is, it's just bad for you and can famously impair your sex life. So if you're looking for another way to unwind, relax, or just have fun, I cannot recommend Via's THC gummies enough. Via has gummies for every occasion. Whether it's to improve your sleep, I love their sleep gummies. I take them everywhere. Your mood or your focus. They even have an aphrodisiac gummy called High Love to boost my arousal levels. High Love has a unique blend of cannabinoids and aphrodisiac exotic herbs that are known for their libido enhancing effects. So I've been using Via for a while now, and I absolutely love them. They're a super trusted company. They use premium hemp, natural ingredients, and they're known for their premium indoor THCA flower. All their products are made here in the US. They got quick and discreet shipping to all 50 states, so you can all enjoy them, not to worry. And also super affordable. So head over to viahemp.com and use code Emily at checkout to save 15% off your order. That's VIIAHEMP.com. Use code Emily at checkout for 15% off your order and let me know what you think. Hey everyone, thanks for listening to Sex with Emily. On today's show, we've got Lynette Carolla in the studio. She's host of the hilarious and popular podcast For Crying Out Loud. She's a wife and mother of two, and her podcast covers a lot of these issues in a very light, informal way. And today we're talking about how to keep sex alive in a long-term relationship, marriage, sex tips, and so much more, and reading some of your emails. So thanks for listening to Sex with Emily. Okay, guys, you know I love sex toys, and I also like jewelry. Probably like most women you know. And I've been obsessed with my gorgeous vibrator necklace. It's the Vesper by Crave. You've heard me talking about it for probably a few months now, and it's really funny because I wear it every day because I just actually I forget sometimes it's a vibrator because I just like it right, man. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's like a sleek piece of jewelry.
Yeah, it looks like one of those pens, like a silver pen. That necklace that people would wear.
Yeah, it's a good layering piece. Mm-hmm. It's long. And I gave it to my girlfriend who's a stylist, like to the stars and stuff. Mm-hmm. And she's like Miss LA, goes to all the clubs every night. And doesn't have the best memory ever because she texts me every weeknight and goes, "What's the name of it again? All my 15 girls want it." It's that before anyone even knows what it is, it's cool looking and it happens to be a vibrator. And I get compliments, like I said, all the time before people know. And it comes in silver, gold, rose gold. It's slender. It looks like a pen on a long chain. And I wish I could gift them to all of you. I actually want to give everyone I know one because it's so freaking cool. And but honestly, you should get some for any special woman in your life or buy it for yourself because it's that awesome. And it's a perfect gift. It's like jewelry and orgasms. Can you tell me? I know you think Louis Vuitton bags, but jewelry and orgasms.
No, YSL bags now. I'm off Louis.
Okay, YSL. It's all about YSL. You're right. So find one woman on the planet who would turn down this necklace. You would not. It's rechargeable on any USB port, which is like one of my favorite parts of it after the orgasms. Yeah. Oh, and my friend, the stylist I gave it to, she went home and masturbated with it. She's like, I had 6 orgasms. Like, it's strong. Uh-huh. It's a real full-on vibrator. You know, TMI, but people tell me everything. And the charge lasts forever. I've had mine for 5 months. I've charged it once for 10 minutes. So check it out. It's elegant, it's stylish, it's orgasms. Go to lovecrave.com and check it.
Look into his eyes. They're the eyes of a man obsessed by sex. Eyes that mock our sacred institutions. Bedroom eyes, they call them in a bygone day.
Hey, Emily, you got a boyfriend? Because my man E here, he just got his heart broken. He thinks you're kind of cute.
A girl's got to have her standards. Oh, my.
Do women know about shrinkage?
Isn't it common knowledge?
What do you mean, like laundry? It shrinks?
Can we not talk about sex so much?
Are you kidding me?
Oh, my God, I feel so good.
Being bad feels pretty good. You know, Emily's not the kind of girl you just play with.
To Sex with Emily. We're talking about sex, relationships, and everything in between. For more information, go to sexwithemily.com. You can check out all of our podcasts, sign up for our mailing list, and do all that fun stuff. And we're so happy to hear you. And I just want to thank everyone for listening. You know, I'm just being very heartfelt lately, Menace, because we are coming up on our 10th year.
Wow, 10 years together.
And I just feel like I've been just doing a lot of thinking about that and how grateful I am that I have listeners and that people like the show and that it's continued and we can make a living.
How do I put up with you for 10 years? I do
not know. I can't decide if you like me more or less. I think we're just like brother and sister. But
I know. So I want to shout out. I got somebody on Twitter. I think his name's Jer. on Twitter.
Okay.
He says that he loves me on the show. So thank you for tweeting me and saying that you love me on the show.
Tink you for loving Menace.
And he called you M, which that's what I keep you in my phone as, M. So
you do?
Anybody ever wants you, wants your phone number and they find my phone, you're under M.
Okay, good to know. My friends call me M.
Yeah.
You've always had me as M? Like, aren't you have other M's?
Yeah, just M. That's it.
Oh, okay. I feel like that's a term of endearment. That's my friends call me M.
Yeah.
And so you're all my buddies. So when you email me, you can be like, Dear M. People do that sometimes. It makes me feel good and warm and fuzzy. So it's great to see you. And I want to tell you, Menace, today's show, I'm really excited. We have a great guest. Lynette Carolla is here. And the husband of Adam Carolla. People have heard of
I don't
Adam
think
Carolla.
she's the husband.
Husband, wife.
I think she's the wife.
She's the wife, actually. She's beautiful. She just walked in. Okay, but I want to tell you, Menace, that I'm glad we're here because I had 2 near-death experiences in 1 week.
What? What happened?
Dude. Well, first, I walked on fire.
Where?
I was in Las Vegas. You were probably in Las Vegas. I was in, of course, I was in New York. I went to a Tony Robbins seminar. Do you know Tony Robbins?
Yes.
Okay. I've always wanted to go because I have a lot of friends who've been very successful in business, and like the minute before they went on to make like $1 million and be successful, and I saw them change a lot by what, and I know people will be like, oh, motivational. It really moved me. It was 4 days, 12 hours a day, but the first night you walk across hot coals.
Are you serious?
I swear to God. And you put it like, he puts you in this. I mean, his whole thing is about not just like positive mindset or motivation. It's about changing your state and how if we change the way, like our body has so much, our emotions create our emotions. And it was just all this stuff. So we trained like to go on fire and to walk, like you say this thing and you like stand up straight and you breathe. We did a meditation. I walked across fire.
Wow.
And it was really cool.
Please, you got it on tape somewhere.
I know, but it was dark and cold and snowy. It was 7,000 people in the conference.
Wow.
But I was like the first 10 rows. So it was pretty cool.
Way.
Yeah, I walked on
fire. That's amazing.
I know. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I know. I was telling Drew, he's like, Dr. Drew's like, you did what? That's crazy, because he like loves to doubt everything that I do. I'm like, no, it was life-changing, life-altering, because before you walked on the fire, you had to give up something. Like you had to find something that you want to work on. It was like really deep, intensive, like emotional self-help stuff, and it was it's like, you know, what do you want to give up in your life? What do you want to change? What's something you've been struggling with?
And you picked something easy like not getting married or something like that, right?
No, ironically, Menace, thank you for saying that, is that it's funny because it was one of these things where I usually hate this, like turn to the person next to you and tell them what you're saying. I'm like, like I don't want to know you. But this woman next to me was like a life coach too. Not two, I'm not a life coach, but she was like self-help, and she totally got my jam, and she was like, and I said something like, I don't remember what it was. I'm like, well, I kind of feel like I can't really commit, and I don't remember what, it wasn't strong enough. She goes, and then she kept pushing me. She goes, I don't believe you. I don't believe that's your thing. And then all of a sudden I thought, you know, I have a really hard time being vulnerable. And didn't we all know this? But I was like, because we were going to release something when you walked across the fire. So I released the fact that I'm never vulnerable, and I'm going to learn to be more vulnerable. So I might start crying.
On the show today?
No, I'm kidding.
Hopefully
but not in the show. I'm not feeling it right now. But I'm saying and it just inspired me.
Well, it made you cry. So before the show started, I'm going to get a little insight. Before the show started, Emily said, "Oh, I listened to podcasts that we did in 2011, and we were much more funnier then." But I think they were more funnier then because I would make fun of you, but then you would cry and say that I was mean.
Dude, I never cried. It was only when we had guests or we were shooting our Bravo show, and Menace was like, "Bravo's here. I'm going to really trash you." And it was like things you never said to me, and it was rude, and I never cried.
No, you always called me out on that, saying that I played it up
whenever
for the cameras.
you did play it up for the cameras, which worked because they loved you and put you in every friggin' episode because he trashed me. So they're like, "Oh, it's reality TV.
Well,
we
that's
need
what
some
they
drama."
want, but I did that on and off camera.
I'm not saying we were funnier and better. Actually, you heard I said it was interesting because, okay, we've got 2,500 podcasts, and that's a lot. And there's a lot of them that aren't on iTunes. You can go now. There's 200 and something, but they give you a limit, as they should. And so people can download them. But I thought, God, some of these are really... We used to do 5 days a week, an hour a day. And 2011, they were pretty awesome. And I was just laughing. And it wasn't so much that they were funnier. I didn't say that. I just said it was... We were both at different times in our life. And it was... I was single. You were... I'm always single. But you were single. We were like doing more social things. And I don't know. But anyway, check out those throwbacks because I'm releasing them now. And they're funny. And they're like... I don't know. They're interesting. I don't think we're more adult.
I guess.
Kind of. I mean, I don't feel like I'm adult.
Yeah,
but
me neither. But we have a guest.
So funny. We do have a guest. Lynette Carolla is here. We already talked about you.
Can I just say thank you?
Yeah.
Hi, Emily.
Hi.
It's so nice to see you.
You too.
I'm so happy to be here. But can I just say, Menace, you cannot be further from a menace. I
she's
listen
already
to the
talking.
show.
She loves
No,
Mommy.
but I'm a huge fan.
Okay.
I listen to the show all the time. Should I put the headphones on?
Sure.
Yeah, if you want.
And I didn't. Podcast one, I've never been here. It's amazing.
Right.
Okay.
Wow, these things are squeezing.
I know you can.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah,
we can get
they're
you
not-
other ones if you want.
No, these are fine. I just didn't know what to expect, and Menace does not.
Well, how did you picture him?
I pictured him that age. You seem young. You look young.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
not as
age,
young as he used to be.
I know,
Yeah, just
right?
kidding. Yeah, no,
but
he's,
more
And
like
not
what-
skinny.
like tattoos or something.
oh,
Menacing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
because the name, right?
Yeah,
No,
but-
that's Menace. He's like
yeah,
kind of a
that's me.
geek.
How did
Sorry
you
to-
two meet, by the way?
We were just
met-
talking. This is funny because
Actually, okay, do you want me to explain it? Or?
yeah, go ahead.
Actually,
I'll see
I don't
how
know
you
if
do.
you know this, but there's this guy named Adam Carolla, right? And
Never heard. Who?
there was so we worked for this company called CBS, and they launched a bunch of radio stations called Free FM, and they're talk stations.
Right.
And
In 2006.
In 2006, and I was working on the station. And Emily was doing a podcast that was very popular on iTunes. And the bosses there were like, we should put this girl on air, even though she has zero broadcast experience.
Never been in a radio station in my life.
So
But
there's-
you were podcasting.
I know.
She
It's
was podcasting.
Same
in 2006.
thing.
Yeah, no.
What?
There's a
Okay.
There's
there's like
FCC
different-
regulations.
Okay, right,
Like you
okay.
can't say masturbation every
Yeah, right.
5 minutes.
That's
You
true.
can't say cock. You know, things like
Yeah,
That's
like
true.
jerking off and all that kind of
Right,
stuff.
right.
And so they're like, hey, can you look after, this woman
He
that
worked
wants
the
to
board.
do, the board and make sure, she doesn't get the license taken away. And then, which I would have a heart attack every 5 seconds and have to dump her out when she would say, I can't say blowjob on the air.
I would say it on the air.
She would say it on the air. Why are you dumping me? I can't say blowjob, so she would say it
That was a
twice.
Ricky.
I would literally.
That
luckily
makes your
we-
life miserable.
Yeah.
That was just the first month or two.
First,
Anyway, so that's how we met Free FM. It was really cool because I
That's
started
sweet.
the podcast. I know, 2006, and he was like a young lad. He was like sleeping at the station because he was like living in his
Wow.
car. And that was right after you were living in your car.
Yeah,
And Menace
well,
is like
I-
uber successful now. Like, I'm amazing to see how much he's
No,
grown.
I was doing a morning show before that, and I thought it would last forever.
What morning show? Just
It was called the Doghouse Morning Show in San Francisco.
okay.
Oh, but Adam was on Free FM.
Free FM.
The morning show every day.
Yeah.
But he was syndicated in every city.
Right.
I was
Yeah.
just in San Francisco Saturday nights 11 to 2.
So
Okay.
So what happened
That's how
was
we met.
I thought, I was a young kid. I thought morning shows last forever, which they don't. And I got fired, and then I didn't save any of my money, and I got that job at CBS where I was working part time, making no money. So
Right.
I would like sleep at the
I'm just
station
saying because I'm impressed by how he's the hardest worker I know. Anyway, that's how we met. And
Okay.
so, and we
Now I'm
didn't
back
talk
doing mornings in LA.
we didn't talk the first few years because we just did the radio, and then we became friends, and then
It's been 8 years that you
I
two
know,
have been together.
8 or
You guys are
Yeah.
you make a very nice couple.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know
yeah.
who this Adam guy you guys keep referring to, but you guys. I'm so excited.
I'm so glad that and I've been on your show for Crying Out Loud. We talked
Yeah.
about your podcast, which
Yeah.
people can find at adamcarolla.com. Is that where you send them?
Yeah, you
iTunes?
just go to adamcarolla.com and you look at the other shows, and it's up there. Just click on For Crying Out Loud.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what's it all about?
Everything. Well, it's my co-host is Stephanie Wilder Taylor. She was sort of the first mommy blogger that was like drinking and getting drunk at like nap time. And one of her first book was best-selling book was Sippy Cups Are Not for Chardonnay. And she's just a funny, author, writes books. She has a new book coming out. Gummy bear or something. She's going to kill me. Oh, my God. But she's great. And we got together, and Adam, was doing his shows, and we were just sort of building a network. And so we talk about, most of the time, I mean, not most of the time, but we try to keep it like family.
Except for when I
family
came on.
issues. Except for when,
Yeah.
that's part of it, though. We talk about relationships and marriages, and we talk about everything, kids and other people's marriages and relationships.
But you're
So-
really open too, and
We're
it's
very-
very like
yeah.
relaxed and gives good advice and
Yeah.
talk about share your experiences where I think we all learn from each other. So
Right. Yeah.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
And so I was on her show actually,
Oh,
on
that's
that
cool.
show, and we had
Yeah,
fun.
so
And you you made it filthy.
I did make it filthy.
Yeah, our
We
show
talk
can
about G-spots, yeah.
Yeah, we go, we go filthy sometimes. But yeah, no, I wanted Emily on our show because she's with Loveline, with Drew and I just thought she was, he moved out here from San Francisco, and it's just she's just a, interesting person. I just like talking to her.
I know.
Well, I also like talking about sex too.
I know.
It's kind of
Good.
fun.
Well, that's why you're here.
Listen,
For a lot.
I mean, 20 years with the same person.
I know.
Okay.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Should we just get into it?
Yeah.
20 years.
20 years. That's about 20 years coming on in December.
Okay.
And,
yeah.
Yeah. So we broke up. I mean, for about almost a year. And
Okay.
my heart was broken.
Before you got married?
We got engaged, and it was because I wanted to get engaged, and it was right when he started doing it was right at the height of the Man Show, and he never experienced. And I met him right before, right 3 months into Loveline is when I met him.
Oh, okay.
So he's still living in an apartment, still driving his crappy car and all that kind of stuff, and we were together then, and then. As we went on, he got successful, and he wanted to see what life was like as a single guy. And I was like, let's get married. It's been, 4 years now. And even Jimmy Kimmel, his best friend, who was married at the time and had 2 small children, was, he's a big family guy, Jimmy Kimmel. So Jimmy was telling him, like, what's going on when you get married? And then Drew, his other partner, is like,
Drew's so
he's in between 2 family guys, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, best friends with Mrs. Kimmel and Mrs. Drew, and
you're like family.
Yeah,
like,
so
it's
let's get married. And even Jimmy's wife found the wedding ring that I still wear to this day. Actually, I'm not wearing it right now; it broke. But
you got out of a gumball machine, but that was before you made money. Yeah,
that's before he made money. And anyway, so he got pushed into it, and so we got engaged, but he wasn't ready. And then I came home from work one night. We lived together in the same house, and I remember Van Halen was playing on the KLOS.
Right,
I just remember, and I walked in, and he opened. I was fumbling with the lock, and he opened the door for me, and he just started crying, and I was like, "What's the matter?" And he said, I can't get married. He just went on a trip with Drew, and he was talking to Drew about it, and Drew said, "You have to let her go. You can't because." Juggies are throwing themselves at him.
Yeah,
at the time.
They
a big question. I was
how old was he at the time?
He was like 36 or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
and it's
so
a huge television show.
it was big at the time, and listen, he was a contractor. He didn't get famous until he was 31, and he didn't experience anything as a single guy.
So he was he wasn't getting laid. He wasn't getting
right. I mean, he was getting laid by me, but
before you, he hadn't really been
me. Right? Yeah, he wasn't a ladies'
man. It's like
man.
when you get on TV. It's like pussy,
but he was not a ladies' man. He always had just one girlfriend at a time, kind of thing. So Drew said, "You got to let her go, dude. You can't. She's too. You don't do this to her." And he came home from that trip with Drew, and he started crying, and he said, "I gotta." And I was like on the floor, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. That kind of coming out of your skin. Couldn't. I remember I went over to Jimmy's house. I couldn't sleep in the house that night, and I went over to Jimmy's house, and Gina was hugging, and I was crying, and I'll never forget. Jimmy walked in, and he was like, "I'm sorry." He didn't know what to say. And he goes, he's just a sweetheart. He goes, "I'm sorry." And then he goes, and then 2 days later, I was still on the couch crying, upset. I was a mess for a long time. And I stayed at Gina and Jimmy's house for a while on their couch, and with cousin Sal. And Jimmy came in one night, and he goes, "You're still with the crying," and he's like, "Listen, Lynette, he's not that great." And he's like, I'll never forget the magic words. He's not that great.
That is so funny.
All of a sudden, I snapped out.
You're like, "You're right.
You know what? You're right." And then,
how long? What happened? Did you start dating?
About 9 months. I got my own place. I moved in. I never lived by myself. I always had a roommate, so it was a whole new thing. Gina Kimmel helped me throughout the whole thing. She was God bless her, and. I started loving being in my own place.
Right. You're like,
I was coming
this is so
home.
bad.
I was working at ABC Network. I was coming home after work. My girlfriends were coming over. We were doing bong loads, watching Survivor. It was great.
It sounds like me. No.
Oh my God, it was so much fun.
That's so fun. So then what, did he circle back? Or did you not talk for those 9 months?
No, he always had he kept
Stayed
in touch
connected.
a little. Like he would call and say, "Do you need one of my guys to come over and install the shelves in your room or whatever?" He
That was
always
his way.
kept, yeah. And then around 9 months to a year, he started to come back around, and he'd say, on a Friday night, he would say, "Do you want? I'll come pick up food and come over and we'll watch Boy Meets World together," because that's what we used to do.
Right.
And then I'm like, "All right, dude, what's going? Are we gonna?"
Right.
Do you want to get married? And he said, yeah, eventually I do. And then we never talked about marriage again after that for a long time. And then, like 3 or 4 years later, when the
Wow.
Man Show ended, he said, "You know what? I think it's time we start planning." Well, I said, "Hey, what's going on? All right, Man Show's ending, whole new world." And he said, "Yeah, all right, let's start planning wedding." And it was the best thing that ever happened to it.
Because he kind of came to it on his own. And
Right.
it wasn't
He came into it on his own. Nobody pushed him into it. He went and experienced life as a single guy. He dated a model. I know he did it. Yeah, he dated a model, and he experienced it. But he always kept in touch with me. And then he did what he had to do, which was the best thing. But if you told a broken-hearted Lynette back in 1999 that I wouldn't. I mean, I was coming out of my skin crying. My boss would have Comedy Central on in his office, so I'd go in his office to cry, and it would be like Man Show Monday nights and Saturday.
That's the worst.
Commercial. Like,
Oh man.
Anyway, so that's.
But that's amazing. But you went on and did you date too? I'm assuming.
Yes, and I hated everybody I did. I wasn't into it.
I know, because you just loved him. It's
Well,
like-
here I am 20 years later. Okay, now I'm thinking, wow, what I should have.
was I so excited about?
I should. Yeah, Jimmy's like that. No, I should have taken advantage. I mean, I dated a couple. I didn't really.
You didn't like.
No,
Your heart was.
my heart was still broken.
Right.
But listen, here's the thing. The good news is that we love each other, and we're still. I think the biggest thing, and I think we talked about this maybe when you were on my show, but the biggest thing I think is important is that we're attracted to each other.
That is huge.
That brings everything, because even if you're mad at the person and you're like, it's been, just in this funk or whatever, there'll be a time where he walks by or she walks by and they're like, oh, let's get it on. And then you get it on and you start to feel connected again.
Exactly.
That's what
That is really important,
sustains
because
a
I
really-
always tell couples, if you don't, people are like, oh, we can't. It's very common for couples to be like, we're not attracted to each other anymore. We're not having sex. And I'm like, well, did you have it at the beginning? And there's a lot of couples who say, no, we never did. I'm like, well, then there's nothing to get back. But if you have it and you maintain it, and you prioritize it, you're good.
Right.
You got the attraction, because you need the attraction.
Need it. And he's my type. He was always my type. And
what is that like type? Like
just tall, first of all. Extremely intelligent, funny. All girls say that.
Right.
But
we all say tall, funny.
Yeah. but I like that Jew. I thought he was Jewish. Okay, I'm full-blooded Italian. I thought he was Jewish. His name was Adam. He had a Jew fro. I thought he was Jewish for like a week, and he was like, "No, I'm not Jew. I'm a little bit Italian." And I was like, "Oh, really?"
Right.
I was let down. But yeah, so that's the thing. You have to be attracted. So we were attracted to each other then. Still attracted to each other.
That's good. But keeping it, like, do you guys make efforts to, keep it?
Yeah, we do. And he knows that, obviously, by working next to Drew for, 12 years on Loveline. He knows what you have to do, so he'll say, well, if it's been a while, he'll say, you want to go on date night, Saturday, let's go, make reservations for Morton's Steakhouse or whatever,
It's important. And you have 2 kids. It's get away.
Yeah.
And I never turned down a blowjob ever.
Really?
I've always, that was like my thing. I can't believe I'm saying this on the
No,
radio.
it's fine.
He's going to kill me. Yeah, I've never
turned it down, meaning he offers you his penis and you never say, no, thanks.
No, well, yeah. If he, right.
No, thanks. I'll have the
Thanks,
steak.
I'll have the steak. Yeah, I've always, I don't know.
That's good. I feel the same way. I haven't been in a long-term,
Ever.
2.5 years.
She's never even lived with a guy.
I never wanted to.
No, I'm envious. Listen, I'm envious of that.
I know. It's like I go back and forth, but it's true. I feel like we used to joke years ago about how you get married and there goes your last blowjob. Everyone jokes about it, and I think
You
What's
have
the big
to.
deal? You give him a freaking blowjob. You have the sex. It's like, I always say, it's like going to the. Yeah, I've said this so much lately, but I'm like, it's like going to the gym. Like sometimes it's harder, or even the sex thing. Blowjobs, I agree. You should just do it, and guys should also go down on their partners.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
you should just. I mean, how long? 10 minutes? 15?
I know.
And it's so much better rather than the rejection of it. The rejection and it
that's bad.
builds.
Yes, it's bad. It's not good for a guy. You can't. I don't know. I just feel like you can't reject.
Exactly. I totally agree. Because go ahead, because I have to find another analogy.
It's not about blowjobs, but being together for
'Cause he hasn't
20
had
years.
one in a long time.
Oh, please. So I have an example from like last night, and I wanted to ask you, since you've been married 20 years, and how do you deal with maybe things that your partner does that irritates you?
Yeah.
So my girlfriend is never on time, ever. All right. So I said we were going to this like really exclusive like Foo Fighters show last night.
Oh, wow.
And
He does cool stuff.
and I was like, yeah, we have to be there at 5:30.
Right.
And it's like 7 minutes from our house. She goes, okay. I was like, we have to be there at 5:30. And of course,
This
takes
is a
her
huge
sweet
issue
time.
in relationships.
Yeah. Of course, takes her sweet time. And then we get to the venue, and I seriously, by 30 seconds, somebody was supposed to corral us to go backstage to go hang out with the band. We missed that window. And then she goes, we missed the band. I'm like,
Because you're doing your hair or whatever.
goddamn late because of you, you know?
Late is a.
And that's like always like my number one.
See, this
pet
is
peeve,
fixable, though.
You know, yeah, that's
If that's your number one pet peeve.
Yeah.
Well, you have to
try.
work on it.
Well,
Yeah, but how do you deal with like that?
Yeah.
Well, I was the late one all the time too with him, and I think it was date number 4 where I pulled up late, and he's like, "Hey, listen, you got to be on time. That's enough. Like, you got to be on time. If I say be here." And with him, you know, with Loveline and radio,
Right.
on a
It's
schedule.
so regimented.
yeah. So he's like, you know, you got to be here on time, and he's like, you know what? He's right. I have to.
Yeah.
So I made it a point. He's right. I have to be on time. So
Right.
I don't know, Menace. You have to put your foot down.
Menace. I got to tell you something. This is something that I just studied with. I was saying earlier that I went to see Tony Robbins last week. I was in New York for 4 days.
Wow.
Yeah, it was inspirational, cool. And I walked on fire, and I decided I was going to be vulnerable and all this stuff.
That's nice.
But the second thing, I said I almost died twice. I had a really bad flu, but that was I want to wrap up that story at the beginning. But the point is, he talked about this stuff about like limiting beliefs that you have about yourself, and like what are the beliefs that you tell yourself? Like it could be like, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm never on time, I can't be on time. And how do you change those belief patterns? So I was talking to a friend of mine who she's like, she goes, I'm always late. I don't know what to do about it. And she actually read a book. There's a book, I'll get the name for you, and it's about being late. And she said, we were talking about it, and she said, there's a moment in the book, this thing that stuck with her in the book that says, you decide that you're going to be late. Like, you know that moment that you're going to be late. And she said, and she's learned, like she's chronically like hour late. Like it's a problem. Like she went to a support group, like a 12-step.
What?
Like, no, I'm serious. This is a good thing. And she was like, I realized finally, and then I brought it up to her again. And she was like, last week, she goes, oh my God, she goes, I was about to go to my therapist. I was leaving the house. And then I realized, she goes, after we talked, she goes, I sat down and I was going to start, she's like, oh, this would be a good time to start crocheting my scarf. And then she's like, wait, I'm going to get up. I'm going to go. And she's like, and I was on time. And it's like, it's a decision.
You make the decision. Yeah. It's a decision you have to make.
Yeah.
You have to decide. And still to this day, sometimes where we're getting the kids ready and we got to get in the car and we're going over to somebody's house for dinner that we're invited to or whatever. And Adam's like, wheels up 6 o'clock, you know, get the kid. I have to get the kids ready and stuff like that. But I can't blame it on the kids. It's me, you know, because I'll say, well, the kids, blah blah blah. He'll say, listen, you were before the kids, you had this problem, so you need to work. But I worked on it, and so now with kids, even a couple.
How did you work on it though? Even before the kid, sounds like you changed. So.
Well, I had to make a decision because I don't want him to get mad at me. I was like, well, all right, and he's right. So you make the decision, and it feels good. It
does feel good. It does, and then it gets into your DNA. You start it gets into the grooves in your brain. And my brother had the same issue with his wife when they first started dating, like 20 years ago, and it was the same thing. people underestimate how much time things are going to take too. So he's like, you take an hour to get ready. He would tell her, like, she's one of these, it takes a lot. He's like, so just make sure you get in the shower. And she did it. Like, she changed. She's not late. So
I got to put my foot down.
You got to put your foot down. You got to be like, listen, this is really not like in a joking way, but just like, this is something that really bothers me. And this is something that's becoming an issue. And if we got to tell me what, some solutions I have is maybe just realizing it could take you an hour and, whatever it is, and then see what she says.
Yeah. But I want to dig in deeper though with somebody that's been married for 20 years.
Well, married 11, but together.
Together for 20 years. Yeah. But like, how do you deal with pet beefs with him? Do you just like straight up tell him like what?
There's times where I tell by now we've gotten past all that. It's sort of weird how relationships are, because there was a time where I would sulk and not say anything and hold it in, and then I would blow up, and he didn't know, or he would sulk and I would say, what's wrong? I would know. See, I pick up on he's sulking. He doesn't pick up on so,
right. He's
got a little bit of, Asperger.
Well, no, guys.
That's what Drew said on Howard Stern, right?
Yeah. Did he say that?
He said someone had Asperger's. I don't know if it was Adam. I think it might have been Adam.
Yeah. I think.
Did you hear the whole Howard Stern
thing?
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't.
Drew was on Howard Stern. He was hosting the wrap-up show, and it was like, I guess it was the most popular wrap-up show they've had, and he analyzed every single person on Howard Stern, and then you heard about Adam, and I thought he said Asperger.
I'm sure he did.
I know,
he said it before.
Bean from Kevin and Bean, they say that it has it.
Yeah, they don't pick up on emotional cues.
Yeah.
Which can be hard as a woman.
It's very
when we have a lot of emotional cues.
Oh my God, very hard. And then when you start seeing it with the kids and stuff, he doesn't pick up on.
I think it's a man thing though too. Like, well, with women, we don't pick up the signs at all. We've talked about this a million times. How we don't even know if a girl even likes us or not.
I know. That's
right. We don't know if they're
men
into
gotta,
this.
they gotta.
Yeah, but for men as pet peeves, just don't hold it in. You gotta get it out. And then after a while, they start knowing each other. You start knowing what to do. Like, I know this is happening. He doesn't like it. I gotta fix it. And then he vice versa. He'll come and kiss me goodnight. I don't know. Right. Be a little more loving.
Whatever it is, if you're like, I want to kiss goodnight.
Right.
And he'll like, listen.
Yeah.
And you start making, and I think that men is maybe it'd be good for you to start communicating these things like in a direct way with her.
I do too. Like when I.
But you probably make it seem like whatever. You probably make her feel bad about it more than you do say, hey, listen, this is really something that's bothering
because
you.
You know what I do.
Dude.
I know
you better than anyone.
No, I'm just, when I notice that she's upset, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. I tried to
ignore it. Fix it.
No, diffuse it right away. Like I can tell that she's mad, and then I'll just start.
You're like, why a cell bag? What are you doing?
No. I'll say like,
oh look, there's Dave Grohl.
Yeah, I'll just keep on looking at her while I know she's like really upset, and I'll say, why are you laughing so much? Why are you laughing? And then like. Seriously, within a minute, she'll.
Yeah, but honey, that just means that you made her laugh, but doesn't mean that you talked about the issue.
Yeah, but then we
talk
it. Yeah. Then we talk it out.
Okay, we got some work to do on you. But first, we have a few words here.
Jeez.
From our sponsors.
Okay,
here,
fine.
Menace.
Oh, I love the sponsors.
Well, you're gonna. Okay, Lynette.
Yes. Tell me.
This is for the candles. The Emily and Tony candles. I gave you a candle. What did you think about it?
Super sexy, super lovely. I mean, unbelievable.
Because
but the oil afterwards, how you can massage it. It's not hot and messy and any of that. It's so luxurious. It's amazing. I don't know what did you do? Go into what are you scientists?
France? No.
What'd you do?
We hired scientists.
Wow. It's unbelievable. They're beautiful. I mean, they look so classy.
Yeah.
And they smell so good, and I want more. You gave me a gift bag. No, I'll buy them.
No, I brought you such a gift bag today. Like, you're going to flip.
I'm so excited.
I'm glad you liked them. I brought you some more. And they are Emily and Tony. They are coconut oil and soybean oil. They're all vegan, except for the beeswax part. And they do make other massage candles, but they were always messy, and they weren't as moisturizing. But this is like my skin.
Right.
I put it on at night. It's amazing and moisturizing, and it's just a regular, beautiful candle, like you said. But then it turns into luxurious oil, and you can use it as a massage, and it's spiced up. Well, you told me you used it. I had to bring you some.
Thank you.
And you pour it out. You give your partner a massage. Menace probably hasn't used it because he doesn't touch us. He doesn't give massages, does he?
See, she beats me up, and she says I'm the mean one.
You don't even need to do like a whole massage.
No,
you just pour a little bit.
I massage myself
onto his arm and massage. Yeah.
hands when they get
whatever,
feet.
and you start, and then that gets things heated
Yeah.
up, stuff like that.
And it does smell really good.
Really good.
I love
Really
it.
good.
You let me know when you need more.
Adam loved it.
So go to, good, I got more, emilyandtony.com. And anytime when you go there, you can use Sex with Emily, code Sex with Emily for 20% off your first order. However, from now until March 29th, 2015, you get a free Down Under Comfort when you purchase any full-size candle with the code OFFLINE. It's the perfect pairing because you tried the Down Under too.
I love that. That's in my gym bag. I put it underneath my boobies.
I brought you some more of that too.
Okay, good, because I do need that.
I know. I got it. And then
Guys should always
okay, we're back.
use
Yeah.
With this. So what we're talking about. So medicine needs to work on communication. I'd like you to come back next week having resolved one issue with her.
Okay.
That's your assignment.
My thing is the late thing too, because my dad was always late too, which annoyed me.
No, people, this is a very common. I mean, this is something you can work on though. Do you want me to find out the name of the late book? Would she read it?
I
Yes,
would like
please.
it because I could use it. 'cause
I know.
I need. Yeah.
I'm late too, a little bit. Not too bad, but
I mean, I got late here today, but
but it had nothing to do with her lateness. This is
I know.
really late.
Like your husband and I are in similar industries, but I mean, like he's like on a way higher level. But it's like, yeah, you have to be there on time
Right.
at this time.
You can't. Like the radio goes on. Like right. I get it.
That's all.
And then another thing I want to say real quick that I skipped over at the beginning was that you can vote for us until April 23rd for the podcast awards.
that's right.
'cause we are not-
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're nominated.
I know. In the mature category, go to podcastawards.com and you can vote every day.
And you're
until then.
hosting.
I'm hosting with Dennis Miller.
That's amazing.
I know. I've got no information. I'm like, are we just going to show up and get on stage together? Like, there's nothing.
Dennis is great. He's a pro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he'll
but am
be
I a
okay.
pro?
You're a pro too. You guys are going to be great
I know.
together.
It'll be fun. And then we're doing a live
Yes,
show.
we are. We're gonna
Lynette and I are going on the road.
Yeah.
To Hollywood
What?
Boulevard.
No
Yes.
way.
Yes.
May 12th. We just
May-
booked it. May 12th. We're
May
doing
12th.
a live. Well, she's doing For Crying Out Loud, her podcast. And I'm going to be a guest on it. I'm so honored. It's May 12th, Tuesday, Tin Horn Flats, Hollywood.
Yes, in the middle of the heart.
Yeah, like in the heart of Hollywood. It's on Highland. And I'll be giving more information in coming weeks because
Yeah.
I got till May 12th. But
Yeah,
you
cool.
got to come.
Yeah,
It'll
live.
be a
Check
good
it out.
time.
I live down the street, so.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I never see you. That's cool. You'll come for that. Okay, but I had some stuff that I wanted to talk to. There's a study that came out. 10 science-proven facts about married sex. And I thought, and since you're long-term, I thought we could talk about some of these.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, and this is actually, a lot of these studies are kind of BS, but this is Kinsey from the Indiana University, which they do all the top sex studies from there, so I actually give it a little bit of credibility, more credibility than most. So number one is the grass is not greener on the single side. So how many times on TV or in movies have we seen a married guy shamed by the bachelor buddy for settling down when he could be playing the field?
Yeah.
We talked about. The fact is that married people have more sex than single folks, they say. In the research, they confirmed this, finding that 61% of singles reported that they haven't had sex within the past year, compared with 18% of married people.
Well, it depends on who the single person
I know.
is, right?
You might have caught him in like an off month or something.
I mean, I don't think that's the case for you, Emily, right?
No, I
Playing the field.
call it up.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I can.
not to be. It's gonna come off sexist, but a woman can
Thanks
get
for warning.
A woman can get laid anytime that they want. They can walk outside if they really wanted to. If they really wanted to,
yeah.
But a guy can't do that.
Yeah, you
They have-
can.
no way.
You
No
just
way.
gotta have more confidence. You gotta be nicer to women when you meet them.
No.
If you wanted to. Just like a girl.
Right.
But you would have to really work at it to make it happen. Like a woman honestly just steps outside and says, "Hi, I'm here. I would like to have sex."
Yeah.
And you'll have.
Yeah, that's true. But
you'll
guys
have
can,
people
with Tinder
coming
and
up.
everything, speeding it all up, you can get my friend.
Oh my God, I cannot. I'm meeting my girlfriend. She's a single mom. She's She's a single divorced mom, works full time. She can't meet anybody,
hard,
and
right.
it's so hard. But she'll put in, that she's all the criteria she is looking for, and it's like she'll say, "Look, Lynette, this is what I have to choose from," and you could tell by the pictures that they're not
doofus. They're like, "Hey,
right.
beautiful."
Yeah, not going to work. But I just met this woman that showed me her Tinder profile, and it's like sexy pictures of her. She's a nurse. She's a nurse, right? She doesn't look like that when I see her, but these pictures are artsy, sexy, and I'm thinking now my girlfriend who's single, I'm like, look, you got to get your. I'm gonna go
get some No, you should. There's like a certain. Like,
I'm dying to be on Tinder. I would love to be on Tinder.
Someone just did. Oh, Mike Catherwood was saying that he did a fake profile.
He did.
Research. Yeah, you could do it for talk about it on your show. It'd be funny.
It'd be fun. Yeah. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
I mean,
I did it. I just can't log in now because something happened with my whatever. But I was doing it for a while. I had a blind Tinder date on my show a few months ago. But that, I don't know if that was the last time I.
What about Hinge? Have you heard about Hinge?
Yes, Hinge is supposed to be great because Hinge is a dating app that connects you just through Facebook friends only. So you have to have a mutual friend. And then Coffee Meets Bagel, which we've been talking about for a while, but it's now, I feel like more and more people are using that as well.
What's that? Wow.
Like it started in San Francisco a few years ago. I talked to the founder, and you're supposed to make a.
Emily's so connected. I know. Like she's like in that like Silicon Valley area.
It's funny. No, like they always joke
with venture capitalists.
Seriously,
my friends always joke in the office, or my
so jealous.
My team always jokes. They're like, "How do you know?" I'm like, "Well, the founder, because it's San Francisco. Like no one was in entertainment. No one gave a shit. What we like, they're like, what radio? We were on the Bravo show. No one has TV. No one cared.
Right? Unless you're at like a .com.
They're like, I'm so sorry you're on TV. I don't have a TV. I'm like, oh, that's cool. But you move here. And it's like, what? You did what? But yeah, I mean, Coffee Meets Bagel, I think it's like they set you up with pretty good. My friends, it's a little higher caliber. I had a conversation with my friend in San Francisco today because she's been on everything. And she just said I think you set up for a lunch or something, or maybe it's a group. I'm going to butcher this, but it's a site that's been around for a few years, but apparently it's since 2 people have told me about it in 2 days, I feel like it's taking off again.
And now there's this other one that's out of San Francisco where the guy has to make like $250,000 to even be on it.
That's just living in San Francisco, right?
Wow.
Well, you have to, in San Francisco now, you have to make $142,000 to buy a house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. To even think about buying a house. And then
San Francisco is, it's beautiful though. That's what Adam and I love to go there.
Yeah.
Sometimes if we have a romantic getaway.
That's a great place to go. Go to Sonoma, Napa.
That's where I
wine the whole time.
Met your husband for the first time at the Starlight Lounge.
I was there too. Yeah. That's where I met him. He was because it was CBS. It was CFM, and they were bringing in Adam. He was the big. He was the big name.
It was so funny. They set him up like it was like a prom photo shoot.
He didn't say hi to me. I was too little.
I'm sure he looked down and didn't say hi to anybody.
He just walked him in, then stood him in front of this background that looked like a bad 80s background, and made everyone line up and take a photo with him. But he was very nice when I talked to him.
Adam is very shy in front. Honestly, in front of people, not shy, but it's uncomfortable.
Yeah,
it's a little uncomfortable.
No, I get it.
If you want to know, you got to meet, sit and talk how we are, in a room.
Totally. We'll have him on. We'll talk about what you said, everything about your sex life.
Yeah.
Okay,
we'll play him clips.
It says, the next one is on average, married couples are having sex how frequently? People always want to know this question, what are the right number? I mean, I never want to say there's anything that's normal, you should have it. It's whatever feels right for you.
Yeah, that's what I want to know, Emily. What do you think?
I mean, I think that couples who have more sex more frequently, and this study says too, are happier. If it's once a month, it's probably not enough.
Right.
And they've even said, well, if you both agree to it, but then if you're both agreeing to once a month, then you're not connected. You need that intimacy. The intimacy is the glue that keeps you together.
So true.
And from being roommates, which I always say. And so this study says, the majority of married couples are having sex a few times per month or once a week, and past research corroborates this. Hitched couples had sex 66 times a year or a little more than once a week. So it says that, and single people are having a lot less. But I'm wondering, because I was thinking, the single, maybe they're talking to singles, because if they were talking to singles and singles we have a lot less sex.
Right.
Singles have it once every few months. It could have just been in that month because when you're single and then you meet someone new, then you have sex 8 times a day.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
So I'm not sure, but that I believe all this.
Listen, I'm jealous of the single life, right?
I know, but see, it is the grass is always greener. It's so true.
But it's interesting. I want my girlfriend to get hooked up.
I want to meet her. You should all go out. I want to meet. I need more single women here.
Yeah. Okay.
I do. This is my year of not working as much either. Having a social life.
Yeah,
Getting out there.
I mean, I do it, but not enough. But so.
And you're gonna stop dating people that you're not interested in.
No, I like this guy now that I'm dating.
Okay.
Who can I?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, no, I mean, he is a guy that I've been dating casually for 6 months around, and it's been.
Wow, that's a long-term relationship for her.
Wow,
it's been so casual.
How is casual? What does that mean? You hear from him?
It means we're not Yeah, we're not like committed.
Right.
Seeing other people. And
But like, there's times where you don't hear from him for a while.
yeah, and then it got a little weird because you can only do that for so we were friends first.
Right.
And I actually met him looking for apartments. When I moved here, he was just moving from San Francisco as well. So that was like our connection, like San Francisco. And then we just became friends. And then eventually we slept together. And it was interesting because then I realized it was very casual, and it was the point where it wasn't as consistent, and then I was like feeling like, and I'm so not the girl, like I've never had the talk, I've never been
right.
But then I felt like this doesn't even. I actually liked it better when we were friends because you were more open, and now it's like I know you have a date, that's fine, just tell me, because I'm the kind of person like let's talk about it, let's be open, and it wasn't as much. But now
it's weird.
But did he not want? Did he want to date you more, or did you? I mean,
no. See, this is the thing. We never talked about it because I didn't.
That's the.
But now we did,
right?
And then we thought, okay. I mean, it's not. We decided that we're just gonna, see what happens. It's evolved more to the sense of.
Wait, are you guys going steady now, or what? What's the deal?
We're going steady. No, not exactly, but we're more communicative about what we want, and if we are seeing, because it was kind of like this elusive. But the point is, what happened here, and this is what I told him, is like I had to be the one to bring up the talk, which I've never done. And it was more of the talk. I'm like, this is the talk, but without like what I know how it's going to end. It's just that, or how I don't have a foredrawn conclusion to this. It's just that you can be like friends with benefits. You can be anything for a while, but all relationships have to move. Like they have to move and to evolve.
Right.
Otherwise, it just gets boring. Your friendships evolve. Menace and I have evolved. We're like an old married couple.
Yeah.
Like, girlfriends. You're like, oh, we get closer and closer. That's what's so exciting. But if it's just we're going to hook up every few weeks, we're not. It gets kind of it's like Woody Allen said, like relationships have to keep moving, or they're what do you say? Like they're a dead shark. Wait, he said.
What did he say?
He said relationships are like a shark. You have to keep moving. And he said, and what we have on our hands is a dead shark. When it was in Annie Hall. Anyway.
All right, you're still talking like a politician. What was the end result?
The end result was that we really like each other, and that you know what?
You're gonna stay how you are.
No, we're not. We're gonna we're gonna talk more about what we're figuring out.
They're communicating more. They're communicating.
I know what we're communicating more, and we weren't communicating because we were just like playing it cool. And I'm really busy, and I was dating other people, and he is too, and that still could happen. But I said we can't keep doing the same thing. I would like to at least talk about the fact, like, am I dating? Like, are we going to make plans? And then he wasn't. We should just make a plan.
Right.
I can't. Don't. Why'd you ask me about this? I know. I'm kidding. It's fine. The point is, it's evolving, and I like him, and that's all.
All right.
That was. Can we just cut that?
Yeah,
I mean, what the hell?
running-
I've never even cried anything. Okay, so let's keep going.
Running for Senate later.
Dude.
Hey, Emily, does talking about married? I probably know the answer.
No,
to this,
I like
but talking about married life bore you?
No, I love.
Okay.
Dude, this is what I do for a living, and
I
it's so
know.
funny because I'm fascinated. I feel like I help.
I'm fascinated
a lot
by
of people
single life.
Well, we could we're swap stories, but I think it's fascinating, and I love helping people. It's funny because you're like, how can you help? What do you like? Listen to me tell my like half whatever story, but I find it fascinating, and I think that I could help a lot of people and I'm just interested in how people make it work, because I actually started this podcast because I was really cynical about relationship. I mean, coming from a family of divorce and all that stuff, I just thought 4 divorces. I thought, I'm going to get to the bottom of it. And I want to understand what makes relationships work and what doesn't. So when it started as a podcast, it was just me interviewing married, divorced. Yeah, and I'm fascinated by it.
I'm fascinated by it too.
And I think there is a science to it. There is it does all come down to communication and sex. If you stop having sex, people are like, oh, it's okay because, we'll get to that after the kids go to college.
No.
Or we'll get to, you got to keep it going. You got to give the blowjobs. You got to have the chemistry.
Yeah.
And you got to work on it.
Yeah.
So, okay, the next one was sex is pretty discreetly correlated to satisfaction in marriage. So men and women, it says, for instance, one study of Australia note that men and women who were dissatisfied with their frequency of sex were also more likely to express overall lower sexual relationship and satisfaction, which makes sense. If you're having less sex, you're not as happy. Right. And I agree, sex is the glue. And it's like we worry about so many other things like building the deck or where to go on summer vacation. But the second, if you realize that you're not addressing it, it's not going to go away. The sex thing, like it's like people think, oh, it'll heal itself after the laundry.
No, it's like going to the gym. You sit there and you become middle aged and you look at your body and you start going, well, what I'm getting overweight or whatever. So you got to go to the gym, you got to work out or whatever.
You got to maintain.
You got to maintain, but after you do it, it feels good. So it's like you kind of realize, like, okay, it's been a while. Let's have sex, and then after you do it, like, oh, we should do that more often. You know, and it feels good. And then then you go into this thing where you do it for a little while, and then you start. He's busy, he's gone, blah blah blah. And I mean, but you're right. It is the glue. It really.
Once it goes, because I'm sure when you had
that.
kids too, it was probably hard to keep it going. But
yeah, I mean, with
twin boys.
Yeah, boy and girl. Boy and girl.
Yeah, okay,
yeah,
I thought they were boys. Twin boys.
Because she's like a boy. That's why.
Is she? Oh my God! I mean, you got your hands full.
Right.
Yeah.
But I always say that it is like going to the gym, and then today I was like, I always say that. So what's another analogy? I was thinking about a lot of times people ask me to do things, go out to a concert or meet for dinner, and my first reaction is always usually it's like, no, can I get out of it? Like, I don't like making kind of commitment all around issues. But then I thought, I've never regretted any, I don't have a lot of regrets, but very rarely have I been on the fence about something and then I went and I was like, that sucked. I shouldn't have gone out with those people or gone to that concert or gone to the gym or had sex. You're not like, why did I freaking have sex?
Right.
So I just feel like when you're thinking that in your head, just say yes. Say yes to the blowjob. Say yes to the sex.
It's all a decision. It boils down to a decision.
In the moment by moment, making decisions that are healthier for your relationship.
Right.
Yeah. Can I go back real quick? Because you kept on saying, I'm fascinated by the single life.
Yes.
Now, is it just because... Is it kind of like if you're watching Sex in the City and you just want to see all the juicy stories and you want to hear about it?
No, I'll tell you what. My best friend, two of my the closest girls to me are both single. One she lives in Malibu and she's happy to be single, but she's gorgeous and I think she has a little bit of intimacy issues and she has a wall, but she doesn't meet anybody though. That's the problem. She's in Malibu too. She's in isolation, and so it's hard for her.
Would she be lonely?
She doesn't get lonely at all.
That's crazy.
I know. She's very close to me and my kids. She loves my kids, so thank God for her. And then my other girlfriend I grew up with, and I saw her get married. I saw her have the kid. They had the kid at 18 months. They got a divorce. He wanted the divorce. She didn't, and he moved on and got into another relationship quick. And she had 5 years of trying to deal with. Oh my God, my whole life has changed. All she wanted to do was be a wife. Her whole life, I just want to be a mom and a wife. And she's completely changed. And now she's worked on herself. She went to therapy. She goes to the gym and all that kind of stuff. Her hair is brighter blonde. And she lost weight. She looks great. And now she's completely a different person. She's let's go. I want to go meet people. And I'm with her. I'm excited for her. I want her to meet. And we went to New York and we had a blast. And we sat. It was so impromptu. It was one of these things that happened oh my God, these people, we went to the Howard Stern studios, dropped off Mangria, okay.
Mangria, wait, we didn't even talk about that yet.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And we dropped it off for the Stern family. And then we asked them, where should we go for happy hour? They said, downstairs is Del Fresco. You should go to the restaurant. We went there. We sat there from 4:30, 5 o'clock on a New York rainy day until midnight.
Wow.
And we watched guys come and go, and we people watched. And she sat across from me, and literally there was a group of guys that were talking. There was about 5 of them in the group. And I said, Suzanne, I turn around and look at these guys. And she turned, and not one ugly guy.
They were such good-looking men in suits.
Maybe it's the suits.
I love the suits.
It is the suits. It does.
Let's go buy a suit, guys.
If you go, guys need suits. Go buy a black suit. And so they're all standing there, and then she's like, do they have wedding rings on? And I'm like, well, 2 of them don't. No, 2 of them don't. And then the 2 that didn't, we kept, then what do you do? At that point, she's like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, just go talk to them. And then, so I don't know, I'm should I go talk to them? And we didn't. We just sat there and watched. And we watched guys come and go. And in New York, guys are so different because they seem more genuine. I think that everybody goes to New York because they want to work in the finance industry or, and they want to build a family. They want a family. And people that come here, guys that come here, are Peter Pans. They don't want that.
It's so true.
They're the opposite. They want to be a model or whatever.
An actor.
Actor or an executive. I mean, at a network, or an agent. It's like come on, it's so
true.
superficial and blah. And guys in New York, they're just normal. Like guys,
And they ask you out in New York too.
They're very direct.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have guys
So
asking
did she
me out.
meet a guy?
She met a guy. Yeah, she did. She met a guy, and she just had fun. Like, she was just talking with him, and she talked to him. Like, I got tired at midnight, and I left,
Right.
and she stayed, and my other girlfriend was there too, and she
I
just
wanted to go on
I
a
know,
girls'
right?
trip. Next time I'm going on the
Let's
girls' trip,
go.
I
Oh my
always
God.
my
Emily would
jaw
have just
drops.
walked right over and started talking to the guys.
No, I just
But
started talking.
But so back to
Yeah.
you, Minister, your question is I'm fascinated. I love, because I haven't been single in a long time, but I can live vicariously through my
Yeah,
girlfriends.
that's what I'm saying. That's what excites you.
Yeah,
is to hear the story.
Yeah.
see what's
Totally.
happening.
My friends do that too. I was like, "How's your marriage?" They're like, "Tell me about you." And I'm boring.
Yeah.
But I love hearing about what's because I want to
Right.
help or listen or anything.
Right,
so
right,
it's
right. But I want to hear about you because you're having fun. You know?
I am having fun, and I just told a really bad story about my guy, but because it's evolving in a way that I can't
Right.
articulate.
Ask her about some of her old
I'm
stories.
but Emily, I'm fascinated by how successful that you are and how busy you are, but yet you date so much and you meet so many guys and you have.
I do.
Well, it
I
seems
guess so,
like
yeah.
you do.
I guess I get asked out
It seems
here
like
and
you
there.
do, yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys you have a lot of sex. It seems like I don't
do.
know. You do, and it's like I love who do we know that's open about that? Like totally open, beautiful girl, successful. Hey, here I am. I have a lot of sex.
Yeah, I have a lot of sex and a lot of sex toys.
And a lot of sex. I mean,
I bring home
because
fascinating.
I think she's very outgoing and very approachable.
Yeah,
you
that
know?
too.
I think that's what it is too. So guys feel comfortable to ask her out. I mean, I find it exhausting and draining being around her more than 5 hours. But I think that's why I think a lot of
So we never
she's
dated.
not off-putting,
Right?
You know, like
Yeah,
where
I'm
you
like
can find-
I'm chill.
Definitely, yes. She's
where you can
definitely-
find as a man, you can find a lot of women that off-putting. They seem like they're not even interested to even be around.
Well, that's what I'm trying to train my girlfriend Suzanne to not look. She's not off-putting, but she's shy.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like don't look like you're stuck up or whatever.
Right.
You
it's
know.
practice. So
And
this
she's
is
like, what do you want me to do? Well, what do I do? Should I relax? I'm like, just relax.
It's so funny because I was just talking to I feel like all my friends are single now, but she was saying the same thing. She goes, I think that guys think, and she's beautiful, smart. She said, I think guys think I'm stuck up, and I think guys are intimidated. And she's the sweetest. I said, you know what you got to do? She goes, but I tried it. She told me this. She said, I went into Starbucks and I smiled at some guy, and I just smiled, and then he came over and he was like, you have really nice legs. And she's like, I wasn't into him, but I realized that I'm so lost. She does have nice
That's
legs.
great.
But that I said to her, that's what you got to practice. I'm like, I want you to 5 times a day, like when you walk into a public, put your phone down, smile, because men probably think you're not approachable because you're hot and you're like probably have a rushing and you're on your phone.
Right.
So I think the phones are also
That's
a barrier.
another thing.
Yeah,
Don't
Get
sit
off the
there and
phone.
look at your phone.
Just say
sit
hi,
there. Right.
smile, and
Right.
that's and I actually one of my things that I truly, and I've been this way since I was a kid. I love meeting people. Like I could go into a room where my favorite thing is going to a party where I know nobody or a room
Wow.
by myself.
It's interesting.
I know because I just truly like who are you? Who's your story? There's no one around me there. Like, oh, have you met my boyfriend? He doesn't talk to people. I gotta worry where he is. No, it's me
Right,
alone. I can
right,
do
right,
whatever. And
right.
I love just
Right.
story people. I love connecting. It's
Wow.
like it gives me juice.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
think
yeah.
I've always been like that, but a lot of people aren't, and that's just people got to work on it.
Right.
Put down the phone.
Yes,
Smile.
put down the phone, smile.
Put down the phones and
Yeah.
goddamn
And
smile.
guys, I mean, what city does she live in? Is it San Francisco?
She lives in LA.
Oh, LA. Okay.
Ugh, the poor single girls in LA. I feel bad for my single friends in LA. I really do.
Well-
I'm like, go to Chicago and meet somebody.
No, it's
That's-
you love Chicago.
I love
women.
Chicago. Well, I always
Love
tell
the guys.
my buddies also who live here on the coast, like they have problems also with meeting women. I'm like, dude, travel to like the Midwest or something like that. You're not gonna have any problems because the women there are so approachable and
Yeah.
nice, and they're like genuine.
Well, that's how we feel about
Yeah.
the guys. That's how
Exactly.
us girls feel about guys in the Midwest. Like I told her, I said, go to Chicago. I have family. Go see my
Are you
sister.
from Chicago?
No,
But it's
no.
amazing if you're,
I'm
visiting.
from
yeah.
fucking LA. Sorry.
Yeah, no,
Oh, you're
I mean,
from, all right, no.
I was born in Cleveland, but my family moved
Right.
here when I was
Yeah.
like 7 years old. So I grew up here.
Midwestern
Chicago
guys
is
are
an
nice,
amazing
but I get
city
bored.
to meet people, just friends at least.
Yeah. What do you think, Emily? I mean, what
I think that as far as dating or
like what,
Midwest,
as far as like where
Okay,
what
so-
city has great guys?
it's so hard because every town that people live in, they say it's the worst town to date in. Like New York's like, oh, every guy's just like, working for his career, and women are always chasing the bigger, better deal. They say LA, every guy's chasing the bigger, better deal. San Francisco, no one asks you out ever. I'm like, the guys there check their balls at the Golden Gate.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? Like,
They're super shy.
yeah. And so what is the best? I honestly believe that wherever you go, there you are. Mm-hmm. And that you can find someone wherever you're at. I don't care if you're like in Des Moines. I mean, I'm from Michigan. People find love, and you just got to put yourself out there. And it's so easy to blame it on the city. But what are you doing lately to meet someone new? If you're doing the same thing every day and you're not changing up your mood, your pattern, doing something different and putting yourself out there where you might be a little nervous to go to a party that you don't have a date for, but you got invited, go.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to die.
You sound like my husband. Adam says the same thing.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Adam says, these people that say, I can't meet anybody. It's like, no, you can.
There's
go. Yeah.
billions of people, and you're going to find somebody,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. You got to put effort into it.
You do. And so I'll talk to your. We'll all have drinks.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
For sure.
I really
Come,
enjoy it.
Well, you can join us. We're going in Burbank. After this, but I mean,
I would.
Burbank.
Burbank's awesome.
No, we have to get together with my.
No, we are. We're going to do that thing,
Yeah.
and then we're going to do our live show. And then I was going to ask you. So, I mean, I had some sex questions for you, but you've
Go
been
ahead.
good.
No,
I want to know first of all, how's it going? We talked about the G spot on your show because I
Yes.
brought you a special toy too.
Yeah. Yes. My whole life, I've heard about it, but I'm always the girl that has the orgasm.
Clitorally.
Right.
That's good.
So
At least you can have that. A lot of women can't.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Really?
But during intercourse you can. And
yeah,
that's hard. Okay.
But I need help. Yeah, it's
Right.
Yeah, it needs to be stimulated.
Right. Of course.
Right. Okay. So, but the G spot, I'm like, I don't know. Do
Okay. I brought you such a goodie bag here.
Okay.
I brought you.
She did. No, wait, look. Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, the other thing she's gonna freak.
Yeah.
But this is the Jeju. So this is my favorite.
I've heard
brand.
you talk about this.
Okay, so this is I talked about the Mimi, which is the clitoral one, which if you like that. And this is the Uma, and this is like all about G spot. It moves. It's
Oh my God, I'm
and
so
it's
excited.
rechargeable and it's beautiful. Like you're just gonna
It
live
is.
for
It looks beautiful. Thank you.
And then I got you some other stuff that we'll go through.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then you got to do that.
Show her the really cool
Okay.
thing, though.
That's awesome.
I'm
That's
very
pretty.
excited
This
to
is
give you
pretty
this.
awesome.
excited.
Okay,
Look
so
at
do you
that.
know about my vibe?
Oh my God! Of course, I hear about it all the time. No
So
way.
I got you one.
Oh my God!
It's
Thank
the
you.
Crave.
Thank you. Oh my God! I have the Crave.
The Crave Vesper, and it's yeah. I mean, look at it. It's
Love
like
it. I know. I hear you talk about it all the time. I went on your website and looked at it. I've been wanting to buy it. I know
I was talking to you yesterday. I'm like, okay, so wait, no, tell me what kind of vibrator, because I already got something else you're gonna love, but I need to know.
I love it.
I know. I'll show you how it works. It's really
my
cool. It's
God.
already charged too.
Really?
Yeah, the Crave Vesper.
God.
So check it. I
best.
hope you. I know.
Well, I'm gonna have a fun ride
There's
home,
some other-
sitting in traffic.
What did you want? Did you want one?
It's like Christmas here or something.
know. It's
Totally.
Christmas.
I know.
Okay, we gotta wrap it up. We have
I
to,
know.
this is
Time
awesome.
flew by. It was
I
so
know.
awesome.
I'm so
I could
glad
talk
you're here.
forever. I know.
You gonna
this is
come back
fun.
on?
I would love to.
And then we're going to do our live show.
We're
So,
gonna do-
and I have to give all of your info, which is adamcarolla.com to listen to it, which
Yes.
is say Carolla.
Yes. Thank you.
And then Lynette Carolla at Lynette Carolla on Twitter.
Yeah. Instagram, Twitter. It's all Lynette Carolla.
Facebook.com/Lynette Carolla.
Yeah.
Instagram. And we'll have this all on our site as well.
Thank you.
And for Crying Out Loud is your podcast.
Yeah.
Check it. It's a really friggin' hilarious, funny podcast. It's popular.
Thank you.
Congratulations
Yeah,
on that.
thank you.
And Mangria.
Mangria. Yes.
Wait, I've never had it. I just hear Adam
Here,
talking.
I have it for you.
I've been hearing about it for
For
a while.
years. I
Yeah.
don't even know. Like,
But we should
ooh.
have poured some during the
know.
show. But yeah, here's the white. Here's the red.
What makes it a
what?
cocktail and not
okay,
white wine?
You know, I'm telling you, it's really strong. It's
That's all we need to know.
19 proof. What do you call it?
Wow.
Yeah, and
Oh my God.
it's not. It will. You'd have like one. You pour it over ice. It's ready to pour. Pour it over ice, and one drink just melts. When I come home, like after a day of like stress, have a glass of that, and all your stress just melts after one
I
glass.
need a stress melter.
Where's it available?
It's available at Bevmo. A lot of our retails.
It's doing well, right? It's
Yeah,
all
just go to
over, killing
Mangria.
it.
Yeah, go to
Nice.
Mangria.com, CarollaDrinks.com, and click in your area. You'll find it. Yeah, it's
I'd
everywhere.
like to pour that over something right now and drink it. Something
it's
cool.
so-
For our
it's
next
so-
show, and then we'll do our drunk show, which we just
Yeah.
talked about.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Lynette, thank you. This is
Oh
an
my
honor
God,
being here.
Emily.
I'm so glad.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much, Menace. Nice to
Oh,
meet
yeah,
you.
nice
I
to meet
know.
too.
Menace is better than she thought in her brain.
I know.
And okay, I have a few announcements I do that I'm trying to I know I do a lot of them at the beginning, so now I'm moving them to the end. You guys,
Okay.
you like that? You happy? Okay. We need interns. We love our interns. It's a really, I'm just going to say it's a good gig. You get sex toys. You get a lot of sex information. We have a good time. So email us, feedback@sexwithemily.com. Send me your resume and a cover letter why you want the job. Seasoned sex and relationship writers needed. Please email us again, feedback because at Sex with Emily, because we'll promote your stuff and we'd love to hear from you. And newsletter, sign up for our newsletter. If you like our show,
I
tell
love
your
your
friends about
newsletter.
it.
I love your newsletter.
Thank you. I
get
you.
excited when I see it. I know I seem like a kiss ass or whatever,
No,
but it's true. It's like,
It's like not like a bullshit. Like I'm
No, I get your newsletter. It pops up in my inbox. I'm like, ooh, and then I can't look like my daughter sitting next to me. I'm like, get away from me. I'm trying because the pictures are so beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Better,
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
So sign up for our goddamn newsletter.
Yeah.
And review us on iTunes if you like us. If you don't like us, you don't have to, but no, you can do whatever you want. Thank you, Menace. Menace, you are
you.
at Instagram, Twitter, MENACE across the board.
That's it.
Thank you, Madison. Produced the show. Love you. And thanks, everybody, for listening to Sex with Emily. Was it good for you? Email me, feedback@sexwithemily.com. Okay, everyone, fleshlight. It's time for your fleshlight story because it's the number one sex toy for men, which is perfect because it's really the only one that you want. Wouldn't it be amazing if you could actually feel the pleasure of having sex anytime, anywhere, and you don't have a partner? The fleshlight simulates the sensations of real sex. It's like a male masturbation sleeve. So you guys have your hand. I have 18 million toys, and it's kind of, you want to mix it up and try something new. So try the fleshlight. It was engineered to look and feel like the real deal, kind of like a vagina or a butt, whatever you're into. It's cool. If you have porn stars that you like, she probably has her vagina molded. So go to fleshlight.com, use code Emily, and they have an award-winning Flesh Lube, and they will throw that in because you like to use a little lube. Believe me, it's like having the Mangria without the ice. I mean, really, you got to get the lube into the Fleshlight, and it'll rock your world. So check it out, fleshlight.com, or go to sexwithemily.com, click on the Fleshlight banner, and use code Emily and get your lube. Thanks for listening.